Hello everyone, welcome back to the Genomics Bootcamp. Today we will be speaking about the genomic revolution in a short and a fun way. At first I want to give you a very short timeline of events just with the 4 bullet points, and I note here that I leave out a whole lot between these time points and between these events. Still I wanted to leave it here so to show how long we have come in a short time. So in 1965, there was Gregor Mendel and his publication Experiments in Plant Hybridization that started it all, and basically the field of genetics was born. In 1953, there was Watson and Crick and their groundbreaking model of DNA, and with this model, the first real efforts to gain insight into the DNA and in the genome started. From 1970s, there were various technological innovations and the isolation of the DNA. And then with additional big leap in the achievements in 2003, the human genome or the sequence of the human genome was completed. But to come back to the initial question of the genomic revolution, I define it as the greatly increased availability of genome sequence data or genome data in general. So basically, there were extraordinary changes in the possibility to obtain genomic data in a very short time and also for a very low cost. And these changes just happened in a span of a few years, as you will see in the following slides. This graph from the National Human Genome Research Institute is widely cited, and actually it shows the decrease in the cost per human genome throughout the years, and basically is starting from 2001 and ends in 2020. Maybe two short notes here for the beginning. So the Y scale or the Y-axis is in a log scale. So you see that is starting with $100 million and ends with the $1,000 or $100 bottom line. And the other feature of this graph is this line, which is called the Moore's law. The Moore's law refers to the doubling of transistors on a microchips every 2 years, but it's basically also used as comparison basis to any kind of industry. So in short, whatever follows the Moore's law in terms of development or speed of development is considered an extraordinary high achievement. So now let's look at this graph in a more detail. So we start in 2001 and we start with $100 million price tag for a single human genome. 2001 was actually the year when the first draft of the human genome was published. So I think also that is why it's the starting point of this graph. The price tag is really hefty though. So, well, we can agree that it's possible to obtain such amount of money, but we also can agree that there is a very small number of institutions that could invest such amount for a single project. And yet 2001 was not so long time ago. To prove this, I checked on the movie releases from 2001, and turns out this was also an extraordinary year also for the movie industry. I went down to memory lane and checked some of the movie releases from 2001, and these include gems such as The Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, Training Day, the Harry Potter, the very first part in the series, Monsters Inc., the Shrek, also very first one in the series, Beautiful Mind, the very first Fast and Furious, and the movie Spirited Away. But back to our human genome. So basically, when Harry Potter started in 2001, the human genome costs 100 million. By the time the audiences enjoy the Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix in the theaters, something big happens in the pricing of the genomes. So until now, it was actually steadily decreasing, and it follows Moore's law, so we had nothing to complain about. But actually in 2007, there was a huge break, and the prices for the human genome were decreasing even more than the Moore's law would predict. And this was the time when the so-called third generation sequencing or the next generation sequencing came into practice, and this allowed to produce even more genomes for an even lower price. And you see that huge decrease of the prices was following in the coming years. So interestingly, the subtitle of this Harry Potter movie was The Rebellion Begins, but also something else began that year which had long-lasting consequences. And at the time when Lord Voldemort was defeated on the big screen, the price tag of $10,000 per human genome was also defeated when it comes to genomics. But we didn't stop here, and basically the price tag went down steadily from there on, and basically now we are around at $1,000 or below $1,000 for a genome. Of course, the price tag depends on the depth of the sequencing you require. To give you a little bit of idea about this, so from my recent communication with a genotyping company from about half a year ago, I got an offer around $50 for a 1x coverage. Of course, the prices can differ according to the species and other factors, but I wanted to include this figure to also to give you a little bit of comparison basis between the tens of millions of dollars that you would require for the same thing in, let's say, 15 years ago, and the money that you require now. Of course, again, so there is a bit of a small print here or a fine print. Of course, you need more than 1x coverage most of the time. So if you want, for example, 20x coverage, the price is somewhere around $1,000. But still, the decrease in costs and the increase in speed is just incredible. So what this means for us, so we can use the genotyping and sequencing on an extremely wide scale, genotyping entire populations. In a human medicine, we can use it for therapeutics and personalized medicine. In agriculture, of course, we can improve the quality and the quantity of the food we produce, both for animal and plant-based food. And we open the gate to new innovations such as CRISPR or gene editing, which can push the boundaries of science and push the boundaries of our possibilities even further. So to sum up, we live the genomic revolution and we live in an extremely exciting times. I really look forward to explore the possibilities given by the genomic revolution to us in my research, but at the same time also in the Genomics Bootcamp channel. So I invite you to stick around, perhaps also by subscribing to this channel. For today, I thank you for your time and have a very nice rest of the day.